Hey, what's good, everybody? Hopefully you're all well. I just wanted to get on here, do a little, current energies, all that good stuff. Um, if you're already familiar with this, then you already know. I'm gonna do collective, pull a few cards for the collective, and then after I'll open it up for questions anyone might have. If someone wants me to pull a card for them, I wasn't really gonna do a reading today, but I went to my yoga class and while I was there, I just caught this huge whiff of like I don't know if it was flowers or like some kind of perfume. And there was only three of us there, right? I guess, everyone's still recovering from the Thanksgiving feast, right? But that's funny, my clock says 4:44, but that's the wrong time, but that's funny. But anyways, yeah, like it was interesting cuz I smelled all these flowers and I saw in my head, I saw like a kind of like one of these hieroglyphs, right? So I thought that was interesting. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me Hey Bobby, how's it going? It's Bobby or Alice. Good evening. Hopefully all is well. Um yeah, so like I was saying, just when I was in my in this yoga class, I saw like one of these hieroglyphs flash in my head, right? From the so I was like, you know what? Let me I kind of already had it planned. Maybe I'll do a reading later. And so here I am. Oh, okay, wow. So this is the one that came out. Hue Teotl, the ancient one, el viejo guardián. That's funny because that's kind of how I was sitting in the yoga class. So I love the synchronicities already. Hey, Devin, what's up? Hopefully all is well. Oh, okay, Bobby Alice. Cool, cool. So let's see what Hue Teotl has to say. Hopefully you all had a well, if you celebrated, if not, it's all good. But hopefully you had a good time with family or whatever you did for Thanksgiving. Okay, so Hue Teot. Wait, Hue. Oh, this is a different one. What? How many? Okay, Hue Teot, the ancient one, el viejo guardián. In Nahuatl, Hue means old, so he is the old deity, the embodiment of fire itself. Ah, he is also associated with Xi'ate Kutli, the turquoise lord, or lord of the the fire year. He initiates the ceremony for the new 52-year cycle and is the hearth fire in every home and temple. When Hue Teot appears, you are beginning a new cycle. Ah, okay, makes perfect sense. He asks you to connect with the DNA level wisdom rooted deep inside you. You are ready to step into a new level of leadership, to claim your authority as a human being, to be your own creator and your own inner mother and father. Light a fire in his honor and let the flames speak to you. Wow, that's pretty deep. So if any of you have like a bonfire or something, by all means, right? The pomegranate is good. It's actually tasty. I'm surprised. Yeah, so, you know, there's a few other ones that look like they're ready, so I'm going to get them. It's kind of while they're not as big as the store ones, so I was like, did I pull them too fast or what? But they're really not growing anymore. So hopefully for the next season they'll grow bigger, right? But yeah, the taste is perfect, right? The taste, I can't complain about that. So at least that. But yeah, I'm kind of curious why they didn't grow as big, right? That's it. But like my avocado tree, right? The avocados are great. They taste perfect, but the same. They're not as big as the store ones. So I don't know. I don't know if that they just put something in them. So well, as long as they're natural, it's all good. I'll take it. So let me see what else. What else was I gonna pull? Let me see. Okay, so the ancient one. Yeah, so that's been kind of the theme, right? A lot of starting over, right? Uh, new jobs, all this kind of stuff, right? Closing cycles. So that's been a big theme. So that's funny that that one came out. You know, we just ended Scorpio season. We're kind of newly into. It still hasn't even been a week into Sagittarius season. So that's interesting that you know they're talking about lighting a fire and connecting, right? Seeing what pops up for you. So that's pretty interesting. All right, what other message for the collective with this new cycle? What should the collective know about this new cycle? Ah, nostalgic memories. I mean, I think today's the last day of Mercury retrograde, so that's funny if things from the past still pop up. I don't know what the rules are if something pops, because I know when things pop up during Mercury retrograde, it's supposed to be that they're not really there to stay. It's just kind of they pop up, right? But I don't know if things pop up after Mercury retrograde. What's the deal with that, right? But maybe there's some nostalgia right now about something from the past. Maybe this is a collective energy. Nostalgia, right? It's the heart chakra, so maybe obviously something that. Oh, I just finished doing a song, like a new song, and that came out of nowhere. And that's always been obviously the thing that I was most passionate about, right? But it hasn't. Oh wow, look at. Hmm. Well, and the Sagittarius too, right? This feels almost like a past energy, right? Like maybe some of you are still in it, but it's gonna be a time of letting go of burdens, right? That's what I'm getting, because it feels more like something from the past, right? Like going into this new cycle, you're gonna release burdens, but at the same time, you're gonna take the knowledge forward, right? All the things that you've been carrying that you learned from the past, it wasn't for nothing, right? It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of energy, right? Cause look at how you know like homeboy's biceps are all huge just from carrying all that stuff, right? So you didn't waste that energy, right, for nothing, right? So that's funny. And 10 is completion, right? So there's a completion with that. Uh-oh. Interesting. Maybe for some of you there was a tower moment, right? Because, well, actually this one came out right. Waiting, like a prevision, right? Looking forward. Prevision, making plans, right? As the new cycle begins, you're looking towards the future because you just went through a tower. Look at there had to be an awakening. So maybe through this whole Scorpio season, well, that's funny. It's like getting a lot of the past, like what happened in the past, right? Starting something new. So a new opportunity's coming in for somebody, right? Or the collective in general. It's gonna be a good time. It feels like it's gonna be a good time, because obviously this was a 9 year as well, right? So going into this next year, I feel like it's gonna be a good time to start new things, definitely, especially with finances, right? If you have any kind of ideas or something you wanted to jump into, it's gonna be a good time for that. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So let me mix it up because this was kind of coming out last time and I didn't have this deck, right? The Mystic Martian. I felt like there were more like otherworldly things that wanted to come through, and I couldn't find this. And I don't even know where the book is now, but at least we could. Where's my little book? Hey, Rebecca, how's it going? That's funny. Right when I pull up my otherworldly deck, you hop in the chat. Oh, that's interesting. Because this one, let me see. I have to block it because it's actually. Yeah, this one they got pretty. Well, This one, I think a lot of times it has to do with like, so I don't know if some of you are like, it'll kind of connect too, maybe for someone this resonates as like the star people you come from, right? Oh, here's my little book. So number 14. So maybe number 14 means something. Lovers, erotica, sensuality. Let me see. Number 14. Ancient Hindu and Buddhist texts speak of the semi-divine serpent beings called Nagas, which is Sanskrit for serpent. The Nagas are described as powerful, very beautiful, and highly advanced snake reptoid beings that are advantageous to humans, while also dangerously fearsome and temperamental if provoked. Ancient iconography depicts the Nagas with upper human faces and torsos and snake bodies from the waist down. Nagas is male and Naginis is female. Some suggest the Nagas could be a human hybridized genotype from the Alpha Draconian race. Like the Alpha Draconians, Nagas have the capacity to shapeshift into total human form. The Naga's full form is dimensional and not visible to the average low third vibrational human sensory perception. Wait, I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna say a story real quick. The Hindu epic poem, the Mahabharata, makes references to the Nagas. Oh, that's interesting. Many ancient iconographies and texts around the world depict powerful serpent beings, including Quetzalcoatl from Mexico, the rainbow serpent from Aboriginal Australia, and Greek god Glycon and goddess Echidna. Being subterranean, the Nagas prefer to mostly reside in the deep, dense oceanic waters or subterranean citadels. All these crazy words. Talalas. Away from human populations. They are highly protective of their private environments. Unlike the terra firma walking, talking humanoids, Nagas are more comfortable inhabiting the subtle sensual energy fields where they fluidly regenerate their imbued elixir nectar of immortality from the depths of the ocean. Okay, so anyways, while the card means tantra, erotica, sensuality, lovers, sexual union, vitality, seductive, kundalini, healthy, lust, desire. Okay, so I don't know, maybe some of you are in that kind of loving mood right now. But it's funny that it talked about their shape-shifting beings, because I was watching TV the other day and I kept seeing someone's face, and the other person's face looked perfect, but that person's face didn't look human. And I was like, am I tripping or what? And I was kind of in I was in a zone where, probably getting ready to fall asleep, but the other person's face looked perfect, and this person's face was just like shape shifting, even on TV. So it was just weird, right? Where, this is just saying like, what I'm getting from it right now also is, right, like, all these stories exist, right? Just like they say, all these ancient texts talk about these beings. I don't know how it turned to mythology and all that stuff, that they started saying that they're mythological beings. But whatever zone I was in, that even on TV this person's face started shapeshifting, it was weird, right? I was like, what in the hell am I seeing? Why is the other person's face clear but this person's face just doesn't look human, right? It was just the craziest experience. So that's funny that card came out. I don't know if anyone resonates with anything about that, right? Maybe right now. Which thumbnail? I literally just saw a video about that today. Oh, something about people saying humans don't look human. Interesting. So maybe that's a theme. Let's see. Should I pull out? Maybe I should pull out another one from this Mystic Martian. Let's see what else comes out. Yeah, I think things, maybe things are going to start being revealed more. And it talked about something about in the water, right? And I had mentioned how I had a vision about there was a woman and she was asking me to look in the water, and I mentioned it to someone I was interviewing, and I guess what came through for them was like about all the hidden things in the water, right? Like things are gonna start being shown from the water, maybe, right? Like, right, it's like the whole thing with aliens and all that. How everyone looks up, but that they're gonna come from the water, right? That's gonna be where they're gonna come from. So maybe there's something with that. The timeline spin. Wow, look at here we are talking about water, and look at water. Right? You can't make it up. And I said that a woman was saying something about the water, and look at the card that comes out. A woman in the water. Reflection, kindness, compassion. I'm sure there's a different meaning right here. I won't read the whole thing just because that other one was kind of long, but let me see what 40 water. Well, this is more about the element, so I don't think. Oh, it just says water is one of the four classical elements and critical energetic forces that sustains physical 3D dimensional life on our planet. Interesting. Water rules Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Archangel Gabriel rules the water element. Poseidon is a water deity. Water phlegmatic is a feminine yin element. Understanding, emotion, sensitivity. So that's all the things that have to do with water. Flowing reflection, natural rhythms, compassion, modesty, kindness, softness, intuition, relationships, regeneration, purging. Maybe someone out there needs to purge, flexibility, feelings. Wow, my gut lit up. So maybe someone needs to go through a purging. So that maybe get out to the water. Acceptance, healing, surrendering, allowing, empathy, gentleness, forgiveness. Wow. Yeah, so let's see the timeline split. The timeline split. The last person I interviewed, they talked about, they said that they had time jumped and they're in the different time jump, right? That they never went back to the original one. So I don't know if anyone else has experienced something like that. I know I shared with her how once I woke up in this apartment and I was tripping out because I was like, where, like I was very conscious, right? Like my consciousness was very aware, and I was like, what in the world? Like what apartment am I in? And then, I saw this purse, right, which clearly wasn't mine. So I grabbed it and I saw a restroom. I went in the restroom. I was looking like for a wallet and ID, something, right? And then I heard someone enter and they called my name that is the same in this reality. And then when I woke up, boom, I jumped in my bed and I was aware like it was the same consciousness. So it wasn't like a dream or anything, right? So that's the closest to like you know, I didn't stay in that one, but the person I interviewed said that they actually stayed in the timeline, right? That they went to a different, they time jumped and then they stayed in it. So I don't know. Maybe it's gonna happen more. So let's see. Anything about the time split, right? The time split. It's funny that this card came out because it's someone with a sword, right? Like, I don't know. I asked about a time split, right? It says C, which is yes. Gemini is obviously the duality. Maybe there's gonna be more of that experience. That's what my gut's kind of lighting up with that. Damn, that's gonna be crazy. It almost makes me feel like people are gonna. Damn, maybe we're gonna be seeing more like if people aren't aware of that. Yeah, maybe it's gonna hit them hard, right? Maybe we'll see more like what looks like mental illness out on the streets and stuff, and yeah, and it's gonna be people going through something. So that's pretty interesting. Wow, thank you for asking that or bringing that up, Rebecca, because I wouldn't have. I kind of stay out of the loop sometimes, right? Unless someone tells me something, and then I'll look into that or just whatever kind of downloads are coming in. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that's kind of what was happening right now. So let's see. Is there anything else we need to know about this? The time splitting. Timeline splitting. Hmm. I feel like some people are gonna be able to take advantage of it. That's what I'm getting, right? Interesting. That's crazy. Like that, I guess people will be. I guess I know with this, like we just gotta say what's coming in, right? Like it's crazy, but it's literally like some people are gonna be put to where they were supposed to be anyways. That's so weird. Like that's just a crazy message, right? I mean, it makes sense to me, but I'm sure, like to a normal person, it might sound pretty crazy. But yeah, like people being put into places that they should have been all along, right? That's interesting. I don't know. My whole gut's lighting up too, so that's pretty interesting. That's interesting to experience, I'm sure, right? Like, you know, but like even my last guess, right? To them, they were 100% sure. Like, yeah, I experienced it. I'm in the time jump already, right? Like they said how they were just aware that, right? Like that. Well, I don't want to. I mean, they said it in the interview, so I don't want to misquote or anything what they said. But yeah, that they know that they're in the time jump, right? Okay, since we're going down that rabbit hole, is there anything else? I feel like it's a divine thing that some kind of time jump is happening. It's really weird. There are two main timelines that all of humanity is splitting into. I don't know if it's true, but it's interesting. I'll watch the interview. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say there's just two cuz there's just so many. Man, I feel like my whole crown is just lighting up right now. I've seen these things, right? Of like a different world, like but here, right? Like this kind of like the new earth as they would say, right? Like in the ones I seen, it looked beautiful. Like it was this amazing place, right? But look at even right now, as I was kind of asking, it's see, I said like how some people were gonna be put into a place that they were supposed to be all along. Oh, and yeah, it was like the Nine of Pentacles, right? But even the Ten of Cups, very like I don't know what that's about, but it feels very like it's being like my guts lighting up. So I take it that it's something that's meant to happen, right? Ah, it's weird. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't think something like this has came up while I was doing like just pulling cards, right? Something I don't know, it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. It's very like it's almost like up there, right? In the other world, right? Like it's a divine thing, right? Like oh, that's what who said fall from I think I was interviewing someone and they were talking about how so many people were going to be falling from grace, right? So I think that's what's gonna be happening, right? There's gonna be like that, like this turn, right, of people that have been in power and all this stuff like that, like the fall from grace or just people that have been in these high positions. Yeah, okay. So that's kind of what what I feel is coming through. I don't know how fast. Things in this reality, they shift so fast sometimes. It could happen from one day to the next, right? So, yeah. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, yeah. So I didn't expect all that. That's pretty interesting. Wow. It's almost like I know it's, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Wow, I guess that's good news as long as you've been doing what you were supposed to be doing, right? It feels very like that. Like, I don't know, there's something weird though too. I feeling like a pain right here in my, why? Why would I be feeling that right now? Hmm. I'm trying to see how that relates to the collective, unless it's just one person. Um. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, the burden, right? Like, I think as as a whole, right, collectively, right? Like, we've carried the burden. It's almost like that. Like, we've been carrying the burdens of people in power, right? So at some point, obviously, it's only just that the burdens get. There's this meme of like all the people hunched over, and like these powerful or rich people are using it as a table, right? And all the people have to do is stand up and knock over their table. I don't know if that's making sense, right? But there's a meme like that. And that's kind of, see, it went away once I started saying that. I was feeling like all this like pressure or pain up here, and then now that, I guess that was the message in that, right? Like the burdens. Or I don't know if we're supposed to just do it, or if it's gonna happen, just the universe is gonna make it happen. Mm. Yeah, of course. Ask a question. Yeah, I know that was an interesting little topic that just started coming through. That's, you know what? Let me see this one, because this one kind of has more. Let's see. Were you gonna ask the, oh, entering into a phase of steady money instead of up and down chaos? Whoa. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out. Steady money instead. Instead of up and down. Said yes. Yes. Deseos cumplidos means wishes granted. You know? I wouldn't say just sit there like that with your arms folded and just be like, okay, universe. But obviously, I know you're starting, right? You're starting the new job and all that. So, I think as things progress, you're gonna feel emotionally. A lot of times, right? Obviously, right? All that stuff, jobs and all that will throw us off emotionally too, right? So it kind of, and obviously, right? You talked about the up and down. So what is that expression? That's an emotion, right? Because of your finances being like that, then it's even causing you to feel like you're, in some kind of chaos, going up and down, up and down. So I'm sure, it's gonna be a good time. But that, right? Obviously, do what you're supposed to do, right? Don't just fold your arms like that and just be like, okay, universe, there, do it, you know. So let's see. Okay. I'll pull one from here, and then I'll pull one from the. I like to close it out with the wisdom of the elders, and then if nobody else has a question, then I think I'll start closing it out. Let me see. So the numinous. Wow, Cancer, the doula. Sympathetic, comforting, nostalgic, protective, intuitive. The doula. I keep getting intuition with this card. Just like, even the way she's holding her hair, it's like very almost like that, right? Like she's plugged in, like someone that's plugged in. So maybe, like that, like her hair is a like in Avatar where they plug in the hair to the tree that connects to the whole earth, right? Like that, right? Like maybe some of you are gonna enter into that space of being really tapped in, right? And begin trusting your. Is there even? I don't think I ever really read this book, but with this deck, the doula. Well, the element is water. There's water again, right? Okay, so maybe there's that thing, right? Maybe there's that connection with water, right? Maybe it's a good time to really, go to the ocean or take some baths, right? Immerse yourself completely in water though, right? Make sure you're completely submerged in water. Violet, silver, pearl. Maybe even that, right? Wearing silver. Hmm. Well, here, let me read this real quick then. It does have it's a lot of stuff, but it does have when you pull this card. When you pull this card, the Cancer card is asking you to look at the balance between giving and receiving. So, okay, like an ebb and flow. Balance between giving and receiving in your life. How much caretaking have you been doing? And where have you perhaps forgotten to exercise some tender loving toward yourself? We've learned that it's good to give, but when our own reserves are depleted, we can wind up becoming resentful of the very people we want to help the most. In the coming days, make space for things that fill your own cup. Cook yourself a delicious meal, cancel a few plans, and get some early nights. Get some early nights, yeah. Cancer is here to remind you that self-care is never selfish. So there it is. So maybe just taking some, maybe, yeah, during Thanksgiving, right? Everybody was if you're the one that had to cook or you're the one that had to entertain guests that came from out of town or something, if you're feeling depleted, then by all means, right? Your forever partner. I mean, I think the obvious answer will be we really don't have like just. I'll pull a card. The forever, like a lot of us do reincarnate over and over with different with certain people, right? So in a way, everybody could be our forever partner, right? But then obviously you don't get to experience all that, the beauty of connecting with different people, right? So maybe it sounds romantic in this life to have a forever partner, but we'll see. Okay, is the person you're communicating with now your forever partner? I'm sure they know what you mean, right? So we'll ask that. Is this your forever? Wow, there it is. Look at the sun. Wow, that, right? Like some say the sun is the happiest. So this person is your sun. I mean, only you could answer that, right? Hmm. Interesting. At the bottom it says pregnancy too, so I don't know if that's part of the plan too. But happiness, lots of happiness, and your ego feels what? I like it though. Mm. Okay, I'm a little confused. Let's see. Try typing up the whole thing, because I mean the sun came out. So it does this person make you happy? What is that about? At the same time, right? We learn lessons, right? You're not gonna be with someone that everything's just all the time perfect, but if that's coming out, then they're probably someone that you can work through things with, right? Oh, okay. Well, then there it is, right? If someone's comes in very genuine, and then don't self sabotage as well, right? Like, let them, give them the chance to ruin it themselves, right? Because the last thing you want to do is be filled with regrets after, and self sabotage, right? So if something's good, then let it be good, right? If you're questioning it, then that's probably from past traumas, or there's things going on, right? Like, unless you're intuitively really being told, like, hey, this person's no good, then obviously I would say trust your gut feeling, your intuition, right? If something's just doesn't feel right, intuitively. But if it's your mind just wanting to build, things that aren't even there, right? Don't self sabotage. Yeah, that's a big thing, right? Don't self sabotage. Cool, absolutely. Okay, so I think on that note, unless anyone else has a question, I'll do this wisdom of the elders, because I always like the messages that I think I just thought about it. This deck, I think, has like nothing. That's probably why, right? It doesn't really have anything. Wow. Oh, spirit guides, ancestors. Wow, I like that. And spirit. Wow, both of them. So see, right now is a good time to connect with ancestors. Wow, I like that a lot, right? Ask your guides, your ancestors. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like that right now. Spirit talker communication. See, and today that's why I had felt disconnected for a few days. I was just feeling like, wow, what's going on? Like, that's why I think like even yesterday I didn't hop on here or nothing. And then while I wasn't taking like in the yoga class, right? I just caught the biggest whiff of like this, perfume or flowers or something. And I even asked the instructor, hey, were you wearing anything? And they're like, no, no, nothing. And then it was crazy, right? So obviously someone wanted to get my attention, right? Someone passed by wanting me to be like, hey, we're still here. Like, you're not disconnected or anything. We're just, I don't know, gave you a day or two to recover or relax, right? Something. So let's see. Okay, so I don't think I ever really get the ancestors card too much. So, ancestors, spirit guides. We are spirit having a human experience. Huh, that's funny. We are spirit having a human experience, and we play an intrinsic part in the spirit world that exists all around us. Rather than feeling separate from our ancestors and spirit guides, it is important to realize that we have a deep soul bond to them before we ever incarnate here on earth. Our ancestors and spirit guides assist us throughout our life. They are always watching over us with unwavering, unconditional love. Their support is felt during dream time through the messages we may hear, see, or are being guided to. They often reveal themselves to us through inspirational moments so that we can lead ourselves to true fulfillment and can progress in life to achieve our life's purpose. Before we are born, aspects of our lives are already decided upon, and parts of our life themes are mapped out ahead of our journey. It is believed that our guides are matched with us because they have walked a similar path during their own lifetimes. Our ancestors who have come before us want to be included and remembered because they are always here guiding and loving us as well. We simply need to speak to them and Remember that they are here with us. If you have drawn this card today, you may notice more signs and synchronicities from your guides and ancestors, or you may need to call upon them for guidance and answers. Trust that you have been heard and be patient regarding their guidance. Their responses will be expressed through visions, a dream, or some other undeniable sign. Wow. Yeah, see, so I mean, I'll throw that out there, obviously, right? Of course, you can always ask any question that you've asked me. You can always ask your guides and just trust, right? If you ask that question, it comes to you in a dream, or you start seeing signs. Like to me, right? It was just crazy. The smell, right? It was so strong, and then boom, it was gone. So it literally felt like something just walked past me, and I caught that. Like, like if someone put a bunch of flowers or sprayed perfume straight up my nose, right? And then it was gone, right? And like perfume or flowers, the scent would linger if it was something different, right? So, trust that they're communicating with you, especially if you're asking them. And, and this came out too. I won't read because I know I read a bunch of stuff today, but communication, right? So some of you are probably that, right? There's probably some of you in here right now that do have those psychic or medium capabilities, right? So it's up to you if you want to embrace them, right? And start looking at that, because it's available, if you want. So on that note, hopefully you all have a great rest of your night or evening, and maybe I'll hop on here tomorrow morning. I'm not sure yet, but if not, I wish you all a great night, and yeah. All right. Peace. Thank you all for tuning